What if every time stress hit, you couldn't stop reaching for food? The moment life gets overwhelming, whether it's work, relationships, or everything piling up, you find yourself diving into a bag of chips, ordering takeout, or eating just to numb the anxiety. It's like you can't control it. It feels comforting for a brief moment, but afterwards, there's shame, guilt, and that nagging feeling that you've let yourself down again. The worst part? You know it's not helping, but you still keep doing it. The cycle never seems to end. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if you could finally break free from stress eating and take back control? What if there was a way to feel calm, confident, and at peace without turning to food? Stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to show you how to stop stress eating for good. Stress eating is a cycle that so many people fall into, often without realizing how it impacts both their physical and emotional health. It's not just about craving comfort food. It's a response that's deeply rooted in your body's natural reaction to stress. When you're stressed, your body produces a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is your fight or flight hormone, designed to help you manage immediate threats. But when stress is constant, cortisol levels stay elevated, and your body craves quick sources of energy, like sugary snacks or fatty foods. These types of food are seen as fast fuel, offering immediate energy to deal with the pressure. But why food? Why do we reach for comfort food when stressed? It's because these types of food, especially sugary or high-fat options, trigger a temporary release of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. This brief hit of pleasure masks the anxiety, making you feel momentarily better. Unfortunately, this effect is short-lived, and the emotional relief fades quickly, leaving you feeling guilty and frustrated. This cycle of relief followed by regret can strengthen the habit of stress eating, creating a loop that's difficult to break. In addition to the biochemical factors, stress eating is often a learned behavior. For some, food has always been a way to cope with negative emotions. Perhaps it was a reward as a child or a way to soothe anxiety during difficult times. Over time, this coping mechanism becomes automatic. Whenever stress arises, food becomes the go-to solution. The comfort food is familiar, and its immediate impact on your emotions can feel like the only way to manage overwhelming stress in the moment. While stress eating might offer temporary relief, the long-term consequences are deeply damaging, both physically and emotionally. Physically, constantly turning to food in response to stress can lead to weight gain and other health issues. This is because you're not eating out of hunger, you're eating out of emotion. Emotional eating often results in mindless snacking, eating larger portions, or choosing unhealthy, calorie-dense foods. Over time, these habits can lead to serious health problems like obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and even cardiovascular disease. The constant fluctuation in your eating habits can disrupt your metabolism, making it harder to maintain a healthy weight. Emotionally, stress eating takes a heavy toll as well. Many people experience feelings of guilt, shame, and frustration after overeating, which only deepens the cycle of stress. Instead of feeling the comfort you expect, you end up feeling worse about yourself, which only fuels more stress and anxiety. This sets the stage for a vicious loop, eating to feel better, then feeling bad about eating, and repeating the cycle over and over. The emotional toll of this cycle can wear you down, affecting your mental health and overall self-esteem. Another overlooked consequence is that stress eating can interfere with your ability to process emotions properly. Instead of facing your stress head-on, you use food as a way to numb or distract yourself from the deeper issues. While food might offer temporary comfort, it doesn't address the root causes of your stress. This prevents you from learning healthier ways to cope and ultimately makes it harder to break the cycle, leaving you feeling trapped in a constant loop of emotional eating. Breaking free from the cycle of stress eating requires a multi-pronged approach. The first step is becoming aware of your eating habits and the triggers that lead to emotional eating. Whether it's work pressures, relationship problems, or general overwhelm, understanding what sets you off is key. Keep a journal to track when you feel the urge to eat out of stress. This will help you identify patterns and allow you to develop strategies to manage those emotions without turning to food. A powerful technique to counteract stress eating is practicing mindful eating. Instead of rushing through meals or mindlessly snacking, take time to be fully present with what you're eating. Pay attention to how the food tastes, how it makes you feel, and when you feel satisfied. Mindful eating helps you reconnect with your body's natural hunger signals and prevents overeating out of habit or emotion. By slowing down and savoring each bite, you can gain better control over your eating habits and reduce the likelihood of stress eating. Another effective strategy is to plan your meals and snacks ahead of time. When you're stressed, it's easy to grab whatever is most convenient, which often means unhealthy processed foods. But by preparing healthy meals and snacks in advance, you eliminate the temptation to reach for junk food in moments of stress. Keep nutritious, easy-to-grab options like fruit, veggies, and nuts within reach. So when stress strikes, you don't automatically turn to chips or sweets. Instead of reaching for food, consider incorporating relaxation techniques into your routine. Stress management techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or yoga can help you reduce cortisol levels and calm your mind. A simple breathing exercise, like inhaling deeply for 4 seconds, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4, can quickly reduce anxiety and prevent you from resorting to food to cope. These practices help you create a pause between the stress trigger and your reaction, allowing you to choose a healthier response. Lastly, it's important to find alternative coping mechanisms that don't involve food. Exercise is one of the best ways to combat stress and elevate your mood. Physical activity releases endorphins, your body's natural feel-good chemicals, which can help alleviate stress and improve your overall well-being. Journaling, creative hobbies, or spending time with loved ones can also provide healthy outlets for managing stress. These activities give you a sense of accomplishment and relaxation, helping you feel better without relying on food as a comfort. Breaking the cycle of stress eating isn't just about changing your actions, it's also about shifting your mindset and building emotional awareness. To stop stress eating, you must first recognize that food is not the answer to every emotion or stress trigger. Begin to understand that food can certainly be part of a healthy lifestyle, but it shouldn't be your automatic solution for dealing with emotional turmoil. Building emotional awareness is essential for breaking the cycle of stress eating. The more in tune you are with your feelings, the better you'll be at recognizing when you're turning to food out of emotion rather than genuine hunger. A helpful technique for shifting your mindset is the use of positive affirmations. Whenever you feel the urge to stress eat, remind yourself that you are capable of handling stress in healthier ways. Say to yourself, "I have the tools to manage my emotions without relying on food." Repeating this affirmation helps reinforce your ability to make better choices, and over time, it will become easier to break free from the urge to stress eat. The power of positive thinking can shift your approach, allowing you to build healthier coping mechanisms and develop greater resilience. It's also important to practice self-compassion. You won't be perfect, and there will be moments when you slip up and turn to food to cope. When that happens, don't beat yourself up. Instead, acknowledge that breaking a habit takes time and that every small step forward counts. Be kind to yourself and recognize the progress you've made, even on days when it feels tough. This self-compassion will help you stay motivated and focused on your goal of overcoming stress eating, making the journey feel less overwhelming and more achievable. With patience, you'll get closer to building the emotional strength you need. In conclusion, stress eating doesn't have to control your life. By understanding why it happens, recognizing the consequences, and implementing practical strategies to manage stress in healthier ways, you can break the cycle for good. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about making small, mindful choices that will ultimately lead to greater peace and control. Take the first step today. You have the power to stop stress eating and regain your peace of mind.